Here we go. So we asked people to ask us questions about what it's been like traveling together because we're bored and we're stuck in quarantine right now in Turkey. So we're going to answer some questions. All right. We want to answer... Let's see. We'll start with this one. How much of your planned trip did you have to skip because of the virus? That was, for me, 2 months. For him, 1 month. What country was the kindest? What do you think?
You asking me? This trip?
Yeah, this trip. You do this trip and I'll do overall for us.
This trip, the kindest. Probably Egyptians.
Yeah.
The ones that weren't like the salesmen.
Yeah.
They're really nice people when they're not trying to sell stuff.
I would agree, they helped out. Our first day was really fun. In Cairo, everybody welcomed us, so we really loved that. Outside of this trip, I would say Nepal.
Mm-hmm.
We love Nepal.
Yeah,
so.
easily. And Thai people.
Guatemala. Okay. What's been the best view since on your trip? Most breathtaking?
On this trip only?
Yeah. I would say sitting down at the cafe in Dahab for the first time.
Yeah, that was a pretty good one.
We had the ocean, we had the sand, we had a restaurant.
The mountains.
We had the mountains, the Egyptian mountains, the Saudi Arabian mountains. That was pretty.
I would say the top of Mount Sinai.
That was pretty.
And obviously, if we had better views on, or better weather on Kilimanjaro, that would have been the top one.
That would have been nice.
But we didn't get to see that. Also, I mean, we forgot about the Serengeti and all that stuff. The massive plains and the massive areas of the Serengeti were pretty cool.
The first look of the Gorgora crater.
Yeah.
That was pretty. Most useful skill to develop while traveling, or one that isn't as important as you thought? I would full on say patience and mindfulness.
I would say adjusting to adversity. And the one that's not as important as I always thought would be languages.
Yeah, that is true.
We don't really, the English is such a broad worldwide language that I was kind of surprised when you get around with just like English.
Yeah, and especially where we say, people say, or in hostels, everybody speaks English, thankfully. Most of the time they do, so we get by. But we always learn the little languages to help us. But yeah, let's see. Patience and mindfulness, because every culture is different. And if you come in thinking it's going to be like America, you're going to be highly disappointed. Because everything is just, like the plane etiquette, which really upsets me sometimes, different. Nobody cares that you're about to step out, they'll walk right in front of you. Or restaurants, they have no menus, so you kind of just have to sit there, hold your breath, and hope for the best and reevaluate your decision on if you're going to stay or leave the restaurant. Let's answer KK's. What was the best coffee you had on your trip? This trip.
I can't remember too much coffee, good coffee this trip. There was a lot of instant coffee.
I can tell you a funny moment when you order the cappuccino and they gave you the Nesquik Cafe packet in a coffee cup and then water on the side for him to make his own.
Yeah, that was like dry milk mix or something.
Yeah.
I think the best one I've had in traveling the last couple of years, not this trip, would be that cacao latte in Guatemala.
Yeah, that was good. That was
in
good.
San Pedro.
And then next to that would be a coffee tour we went on, and we got to see the coffee growing, the beans growing. We got to see them roasted. We roasted them ourselves, and then we were able to drink the coffee we made from the beans with the family and the farmers. So that was nice.
I had a mocha latte this trip too, but I can't remember where.
Oh, Cairo, but that was at Caribou. So.
Yeah, that was pretty good though.
What place? What place you visited culture inspired you most, and what about it?
This trip only?
I would say, but let's just open it up to every trip.
Yeah.
I would say Nepal.
Nepal easily, yeah.
This trip, we've not seen so much culture that inspired us, but Tanzania as well. It's just interesting to see, once we're on the mountain, how people make their living. And it's so humbling, because here we are, we complain about so much stuff and our day-to-day work lifestyle, and then we see them working and they're carrying, I don't know, what's 40 kilos?
20 kilos. So
20 kilos.
42 pounds.
42 pounds on their back, walking straight up a mountain. That's Tanzania. And in Nepal, they get paid per kilo, I think. So the more they carry, the more they get paid. So they are carrying anything and everything. So that was a very inspiring culture. And then a lot of places we go we love, but that one really sticks with us. What was this one she said? What, if you could bring back one souvenir, memento, no matter how big, how small, what would it be?
Oh, man.
I was thinking about this one. So, mine would be, I have. So when I went to Bali, I brought back Wells, like this little wooden figure. And it was real cute. We have it in our apartment now. So since then, we've been trying to travel and find something similar to that. So I found something like that in Tanzania. I saw it at one store. The price was too high. He wasn't negotiating to me. I walked away, thinking he would bring me back, but he never did. So then I was on a hunt for it. And this one guy, I go into a store, ask them if they have it, and they don't, but he shows me every other thing they have. And I'm like, no, sorry, that's not it. Thanks for looking. Thanks for helping. And then I move on to the next store. And then I'm like 2 stores down, and he comes find me, and he shows me a different one. And I'm like, no, sorry, thank you. And then I'm like another 2 stores down. Then he pops back up. He's like, is this it? I'm like, no, it's not. And then finally we went to one souvenir shop, and they had something similar to this piece, but not really. But I was a sucker, so I ended up buying something I didn't really like. But if I could find that one wooden piece of art, I would have that one.
I'm not much of a souvenir person, so I don't really seriously look at souvenirs as, should I buy this, should I take this home? But if I could pick one souvenir to have from anywhere, there's a really cool whale shark, a wooden whale shark that's painted blue, painted like they're normally are with all the white dots and everything. And they have different sized ones at the Mango Inn reception. And they're kind of expensive, but I think next time I go, I'm going to buy one, bring it home, put it in the apartment.
No way.
Yeah.
That's a real thing.
Yeah, they were there when we checked in.
Oh.
But we're going to stop this
Let's
because
look past that.
9 minutes.